Hey, it's your man, Jakim Muhammad from the Hard Talk with Jakim. Look, today we got a great show for you. The show is actually The Mind Matters with Ruth Baker. So I want you to check us out. This is The Mind Matters with Ruth Baker. Well, let me ask you a question. The African American Heritage Institute, as this museum, as they still putting it together, still getting it together. Why do you think it's so important for us in Delaware?
First of all, it's not a museum. It's
okay.
They named it as it's an institute. And if you look in here, which is just a good quickie kind of brochure. The one thing that I like about it is when you see where it says program events on the backside. Those are the things that are exciting to me. All of the things that are planned for the public to be involved with. The oral histories. One of the things I really like is because it's not going to just be the people that are highlighted on here.
Right.
It really will be a community, a community participatory institute. And so not this, one of the things that happens here, the same old people get the same, always ones who are honored, and you got so many people that never get recognition who should, who people should know. And of course, when that's done correctly, then you start having a place coming together.
Yes.
Well, one of the problems, I'm sure it's not just here, it's like everywhere, the same folk over and over and over again. And so you don't have that participatory, but if you look at all the possibilities around workshops and seminars and even with the rapping and the dancing and the drumming and the quilt making, the stories behind all of this, you know about the quilt making.
Right, sure.
Is that we gave all of those trickery that we use that could show you how smart we are, because that's what I love. I don't care what anybody says. I think we're smart. Now we can act crazy. We can act crazy.
That's right.
We are a dynamite people, in my opinion. That's just where I come from. So it's a whole lot in terms of the possibilities. Is it coming through? Are they coming?
Well, we're trying to see if we can get them through, but we're actually doing enough content right now that we're actually getting some stuff in. Now, I'm looking at the programs and events, the Black Culture Festival. Those are very important to really expand the culture. And when you expand the culture, you expand the minds of the people that's a part of that culture. So I really applaud that. I also applaud that, we here in Delaware really do a thing with Clifford Brown, of course, and the Clifford Brown Music Jazz Festival that we usually have every year. I think this year it was virtual for a little bit, but these cultural events that Black folks, no matter whether you're in Delaware, because people outside of Delaware are going to see this particular program, and no matter where you're at, you need to be able to have a control on your culture. What do you think about that?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And of course, you know, because of your unbelievable involvement and your
Thank you.
capacity
Thank you.
to get things done and to show, you know, the community. You just are a prime example
Thank
of, well, you just are. You know, I'm not a person that pretends or makes up stuff. You are who you are, and these are the things you do, including what you're doing now.
Right.
But
Well, you know what? I know you're gonna finish that, but let me just say that I stand on the shoulders of all of y'all before me. That's all I do.
yeah, and we stand on the shoulders of, you know, so we actually right now I've stood on your shoulders. So so
That's good. Yeah,
you
the
know,
Zoom
it's
is a
not
new thing.
it's not a one-way street, buddy. You
That's
know,
right. That's the way it was supposed to be.
yeah.
That's right. Our
But
culture, our culture did not start after slavery. In fact, slavery interrupted our culture. Am I right or wrong?
there you go. There you go. And that's, you know me, I mean, that's so critical for us to know. And I think the shame of it is that our children have been fed the notion that our history is minute and is short. And, you know, we have to, not to say that we don't benefit from the collective histories, but we are old people and our generations go back far, 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 far. And so one of the things that is really in my crawl and clearly in yours is that we must tell the stories of our people and the stories way prior to slavery, all the things that people didn't come here without talent. They didn't come here without skill. The fact that people needed us, stop and think about that. People needed us. And truly, this country would not be what it is
I
if
agree.
it were not for us. And that's without a doubt. I mean, we had worked iron in the past. We were gifted with, I have even in my home, because I did go to Ghana, I did go to Nigeria, and I did bring back some things, and the talents that people had and things that I saw, like the just the doors, what people can do to a door, just remarkable. Even in the areas where, you know, the roads are kind of rough in some places, not everywhere.
That is correct.
Start telling the story. The magnificent ability of somebody that can take a 1929 car, 1929-year-old car, and make that baby work. And so I just admire the talent of our ancestors and our people right now.
That's
and
right.
So we didn't come here unskilled, and we are not unskilled here. There you go.
That is correct. And and you're absolutely right. Sister Baker, just for our audience, so let them know, Sister Ruth Baker, who's on with me today, actually has a show on LAPA TV called The Mind Matters. So she's the host of that particular show. And today we're talking about the African American Heritage Institute that we're having here in Delaware. So if you come to Delaware, we want you to be a part of the African American Heritage Institute. We're talking about some of the things that we want to get done in the African American Heritage Institute. So the one thing that I want to talk to you about the Institute, and I know you've been a critical part of it for some time now, is how will we get this thing done, finished, or funded properly? How do you think we can get that?
Yeah. Well, it's amazingly, we have moved quite a bit, not as fast as we wanted to. And of course, now this virus is not, I mean, the process is kind of slow, but through several proposals and grants, we have been able to get some fairly decent funding. However, it should be known that we're always seeking funds, and that we really want people to understand just what you started out with, the absolute significance of why this institute is critically important. We have to have funding to make it happen. Right now, we have a building. So we're not looking for a building. We're looking to repair the building, to put it in order, to house the computer systems that we're talking about, so that young people and everybody of every age can come in and sit down and see this history and participate in a whole variety of ways using that kinds of system. In addition to which, they've come in and maybe in 2 rooms here, you've got 2 different things going on at the same time, while you're having lessons and classes in several other parts of the building. So we do need funds. And so to say that we don't would be crazy. We do, and I'm hoping that what people could do is to know how to reach us.
Well, you know what? I was getting ready to do that, Ms. Ruth.
Yeah.
And I'm actually right here. I've got it right here, that the African American Heritage Center at 900 North Pine Street, Suite 1, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. So it doesn't matter whether you're Black, white, Chinese, Asian, Korean, don't matter. We need that money. And this is a cultural thing that helps all of America, helps all of Delaware. So that's the plug that I definitely.
Well, you know what is so significant about what has come to fore here late? Because a lot of people have been participating in these demonstrations, and with Black Lives Matter, and surprisingly have taken a real determination and interest in wanting their children and their children's children to know things that they were never taught in school. So this institute will continue the process of educating everyone. That's been part of the problem. Part of the problem is lack of knowledge. And so people of all cultures, of all races, of all whatever,
creed,
everything, will have an opportunity to come and learn. Because guess what? What we're discovering is many people across the board want to learn.
That's right.
And the assumption that people don't want to learn is absolutely a mistake.
That is correct. One of my things that I always say is that ignorance, when I was growing up, they used to say ignorance is bliss. And I used to cross that bliss part out and say ignorance is dangerous. When you're ignorant, you're dangerous. And we know that in our schooling, we have heard all those concocted lies. So this institute would try to set the record straight.
Yes, the record straight. And how critical is that? That is absolutely critical. We welcome everyone's input. For an example, I mean, a lot of times people think, oh, well, that's an African American thing and we can't participate. Absolutely untrue.
That
absolutely
is
untrue. Everyone can participate. They can come with creative ideas. Right now, this is a time for creativity. As we can see, there are people now that are doing things that they haven't done because they have to be still now. And so we're being more creative. So, hey,
Well, let me just say that, and I'm glad you brought that part back up. Yesterday we were giving out free masks over in Delaware. We was giving out some free masks, and Mr. Harmon Carey came by, and I
Yes,
told him that I was going to, and of course, Mr. Harmon Carey has been involved with this from the get-go as
that's,
well.
that's
And
right.
Mr. Harmon Carey, I told him that I was going to do the plug, I was going to put it in, and we was going to have a discussion. And one of the things he said that he wants everybody to know that if you help institutions like this helps everybody.
Yes,
It does no harm to the community if
yes,
you're from a different community. If you're, like I said, if you're an Asian American, by helping this helps all of us, because this where we can all see that we are all the same and we all want the same. And as long as we all want the same, let's move in that same direction.
yeah. And it's a healing process. It's a learning process. It's a healing process. It's a creative process. I just want to, you put up, and because I can see you better, how about putting up the, look at the brochure and put the picture of the building.
Oh, yeah. The building is right there. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, I'll put the picture. Here you go. That's the picture of the building there.
that building. Yes. So you can see that we're not just talking, it actually exists right on the east side
That is
of
correct.
Delaware.
Well, I tell you something that I remember. Viewers may not remember this, but I remember when some legislators down in Legg Hall down in Dover were able to get some funding for y'all to get this started. And I
Yeah.
remember all of your great things that y'all was having at Celebrations, which is a
Yeah.
restaurant around here that y'all was doing a lot of fundraising there, doing with there. In fact, I think I have a sweatshirt upstairs. So,
Well, the next time you'll have it on, right?
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. Well, I tell you, if you don't know, this is Miss Ruth Baker. Now, Miss Ruth Baker, again, to all the people out there, she's a member of the African American Heritage Institute. That's the African American Heritage Institute in Delaware. So we want you to always try. We want y'all to definitely send some money. I want you to definitely, if you come to Delaware, think about being a part of this if you're living in Delaware. Now, if you live here in Delaware, whether you live in Newcastle County, Kent County, or Sussex, I want y'all to think about getting involved. That's important for us so that we can get this dream off the ground, off running. It's already off the ground. We want to get it running and running right. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. And just no matter where you are in Delaware, just think of it in many ways as your institute.
There you go. I like that.
Just think of it. I mean, this is the highlights of your family members. You'll have an opportunity to participate in many, many ways. So as a proud Delawarean, and with the talent of Jakim right here, Mr. Muhammad.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, I'm telling you, with your talent, I have to say this. The message, it will a little different, a little more modern than it used to be. The message will be carried far and wide.
Thank you so much. Well, again, we're talking to Sister Ruth Baker from The Mind Matters. She actually has a television show right here in Delaware on Comcast 190 on LAPA TV. Comcast 190 on LAPA TV. She actually has been very instrumental in a lot of the things that both me and Yolanda, whether you talk to the Real Talk or the Hard Talk with Jakim or the Real Talk with Yolanda or out and about with Josie Roy. We were supposed to be with Josie today, but we're going to bring her in just a little bit later.
And I'm going to tell Josie, I miss you, Josie.
We'll bring Josie in a little bit later.
Yeah.
This is going to be aired again. I just want to give one more plug. So I'm going to read this off about where you can donate monies, because We want to be able to get those monies out there so that institute is perfect and right. So if donations can be made by credit card by the AAHCDE.org, that's AAHCDE.org, or you can just mail it to the African American Heritage Center, which is at 900 North Pine Street, Suite 1, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. So we want you to get those monies out there. We want to get this institute really running hard so that our children and your children and all the children can get the record straight. Thank you again, Sister Ruth Baker, for being with us today.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure. Remember, she has a show on Comcast 190 LAPA TV, which is called The Mind Matters, and she's been on, and believe you me, the mind does matter. This is Jakim from the Hard Talk with Jakim. We're going to see you again, and peace out.
YSM Insurance. Let us help to put the pieces together. Have you been thinking about Medicare insurance coverage? Life is full of important decisions, but you don't have to make this one alone. YSM Insurance. We would be happy to meet with you one-on-one to discuss your needs. Please contact us at 302-229-6376. YSM Insurance for your Medicare options. We are Kamaj Entertainment and Fitness.
Hey, good morning, family. This is your man, Jakim Muhammad. Listen, today I'm got up real early. I want to talk to you about some real serious stuff. So listen up, Delaware. We're going to talk about the vote. We have a state primary coming up very shortly. And I want everybody to know, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, doesn't really matter to me. I want everybody to know no one owns the black vote. There's been a new day coming. I don't know if y'all been checking this out. In Delaware, there's been a new day coming. The new day has been that our communities have been shortchanged for way too long. You hear what I'm saying? Communities in Delaware, communities around our country, black communities have been shortchanged way too long. We are tired of hearing other people say, my grandfather came from Europe with $10 in their pocket and created a business. He didn't have those things that we have in the black community. Community, governmental, private businesses working together to keep the community down. So no more excuses on that. We all know there's no such thing as a self-made man. Nobody does it alone. So I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. No one owns the black vote. Never will we give our vote to people just because they are part of a party, just because that's the way it used to be. That's over. That's gone. If you want my vote, you've got to earn my vote. You've got to work for my vote. You're going to put policies that is going to help our communities, and especially the black community, to rise, to lift up, to create opportunity, to make people wealth builders in our communities. Create our own opportunities to hire our own people, our own places, so that we can actually rise with America. Then I'm going to tell you something. We had a lot of discussions over the last couple of weeks with this. You've seen it in the national news. You've seen it in other things. Don't let these people bully you. They'll try to bully you. I don't care what party they are. I don't care who they are. I don't care what race they are. I'm not scared of black folks. I'm not scared of white folks. I'm not scared of no folks, period. Don't let them try to bully you into being silent, into being compliant, into doing those shucking and jiving photo ops when we don't have any policies to uplift the community. Stop it. You don't have, and we do not have, an economic source in our communities that are owned by our communities so that we can rise up. That's got to change, Delaware. That's got to change, Wilmington. That's got to change, Dover. And that's got to change in all the parts of our great state. We need to wield that black power, that black sway. We need to now transition out of that BS that we have to vote a certain way or vote with a certain person. If they do not have an agenda to uplift the black community, which uplifts everyone because everybody benefits. You notice, whether you talk about the civil rights in the 1960s, it benefited everybody else, except the black community as a whole. Sure, it benefited some blacks, got some jobs and some CEO things, but we're talking about economic power. We want more wealth builders in Delaware. I can name a list of industries in Delaware that there's not even one black owner of it. So if we don't have those black owners, we don't have that contract with the government, with the state, with big business. We don't have it. So I'm not just saying this so that you can understand this for our primary. I'm saying this has got to be constant. No more. No one owns the black vote. We will not give you that vote unless you earn it. This has been your man, Jakim Muhammad. You can check me out at The Real Jakim, whether it be on Twitter or whether it be on Instagram. You can check me out at Jakim Muhammad and the Hard Talk with Jakim in Facebook. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out. I think I need a shave. Have a good one.
YSM Insurance. Let us help to put the pieces together. Have you been thinking about Medicare insurance coverage? Life is full of important decisions, but you don't have to make this one alone. YSM Insurance. We would be happy to meet with you one-on-one to discuss your needs. Please contact us at 302-229-6376. YSM Insurance for your Medicare options.
This has been a DIN Media Studios production.